Good evening, everybody. Do an audio check here. I am Ryan, alongside Joel. We are
Hey, everybody.
Michigan Storm Chasers. Feel free to chime in, let us know where you're watching from, and let us know if our audio is a-okay for the evening. We have some upcoming winter weather to talk about. We're going to talk about it briefly this evening. Go to the chat here. We got Mike, Michael, Chris, Alan, Julie, Heather, Cookie. What's up, guys? Audio's good. Audio's good. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and dive right on in. I want to start a little differently this briefing. We're going to start with taking a look at how the last event played out, comparing our forecast briefly to what fell in Michigan. As you can see, first call or final call snowfall we released yesterday morning, and it verified quite nicely across the state, to be quite honest with you guys. We had a lot of areas in a 4 to 8 swath, west and south Michigan in a 7 to 13. We had a couple areas up by Alpena getting 7 to 13 as well, and the Detroit, Monroe, St. Clair areas getting 2 to 5. UP snow is still ongoing with lake effect, so that's not going to be in our verification right now, at least, but we'll kind of see how it plays out next couple of hours there as lake effect is ongoing up there. But comparing it to how everything shook out, there is what fell in Michigan. We're going to see that wide swath of 7 to 13 inches, right where we said it was going to fall over there in West Michigan. Over on the east side, though, we nailed it as well, 4 to 8. We have totals from 5, 6, 7 inches. And then over on the far eastern half by the Canadian border, we have a lot of 2, 3, 4 inch reports, which falls right in line with the 2 to 5 forecast from us here yesterday morning. So overall, a very solid forecast put out by us for the last event. Models were locked in. A lot of forecasters got it right, and we're one of them. So we're happy about that. Now, looking ahead, we have a lot more winter weather to come. Now, if you caught the video we put out this morning on YouTube, the data we are looking at over the next 10 to 15 days is quite interesting because the pattern is just so amplified, and everything's coming together really for a lot of colder air as well as a lot of snow chances mixed in throughout the next 2 weeks. So we're going to take a peek at that tonight. Let's go ahead and start with what's happening tonight. Joel pointed out to me before we went live here, temperatures tonight across the state are going to be quite cold. We're in the teens for a lot of places. But we're in single digits to even close to 0 degrees for specific areas in the state of Michigan. In the UP, we're seeing pinpointed areas of 0 or below 0 temperatures. And then also, for the most part, further downstate at least, we're in single digits to teens with certain areas getting close to 4 or 5 degrees. So it's going to be cold tonight. Wind chills as well. When we wake up tomorrow morning, will be quite cold in nature. Getting to work. There's your wind chills up in the UP below 0, pockets of 0 below 0 wind chills across the lower peninsula. But also, we are looking at lake effect snow, continuing to ramp up and continue for the UP, as well as southwestern lower Michigan and parts of northern lower Michigan. That will continue into tonight, briefly into Monday as well, and then take a look at what's ahead for Monday and Monday night. Starting with this particular area right here in West Michigan. That is lake effect snow that is really started to ramp up here on latest model guidance that continues for several hours. And it's not just a little bit of snow, it's a lot of snow for the Muskegon County areas. That continues, starts Monday, continues on through the day. And then Monday night, tomorrow night into Tuesday morning, a clipper-like system pushes on through, and it gives us a nice widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow with locally higher amounts possible. That is synoptic snow, not lake effect, but synoptic snow. So we are looking at several more inches of accumulation Monday night into Tuesday morning. The good news, though, is by Tuesday after sunrise, we are looking at this system moving out into Canada, leaving us with drier conditions, but with a fresh coat of snow. And also take note, lake effect snow continues for West Michigan and parts of northern lower. Putting it all together on a model graph here for snowfall, here's what we're looking at. Next 48 hours, we are seeing lake effect snow continuing throughout the evening, UP, northern lower, western lower, And then we get to Monday morning, and that lake effect band in West Michigan starts ramping up there. And by the time we get to Monday night, we are looking at totals here in West Michigan before a system Monday night and Tuesday arrives. We're looking at totals locally of 4 to as much as 10, maybe more inches of snow for Oceana, Muskegon, and is it Ottawa County? Yeah, Ottawa County as well. So, winter storm watches in effect for those 3 counties. We are tracking that very closely. But on top of that, our system for a widespread area comes in Monday into Tuesday morning. And as you can see here, a lot of the state getting blanketed from about, we're going to say M46 on south with about 1 to 3 inches of additional snowfall, with some areas sneaking into 4 inches, close to 5 inches in spots. So that is your forecast. Our forecast officially here at MSC, 1 to 3 from about Grand Rapids to Lansing over toward about St. Clair County, point southward. So Detroit, Brighton, Ann Arbor, Adrian, Monroe, Jackson, Lansing, all in a 1 to 3 zone from us. Now further south toward New Buffalo, Kalamazoo, Coldwater, 2 to 5 inches there. That fits models quite well. And then lake effect along the west shore of Michigan, 2 to 5 there. And do take note, we did pinpoint Muskegon County for a 4 to 10 inch swath. Based on current trends, though, we may have to adjust that up. So don't be surprised. Wake up tomorrow, we have a higher amount for you guys with that lake effect expected in Muskegon County. And then, of course, other areas in white trace to an inch of snow. And then up there in the northern lower part, we could lake effect snow by Mackinac areas. And then up in the Keweenaw Peninsula as well, lake effect continues for that region as well. Going ahead, what's ahead past this week? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is going to end the video here in just a few minutes, but it's very quick, very easy, simple explanation. Our system over the weekend is pushed off into Canada. Here comes the system for overnight tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. That passes off, and then what's ahead of that? Well, number 1, another clipper, Wednesday. Could dump a few more inches of snow for us, okay? That clears. Here comes system number 2. Thursday could have some snowflakes up in the UP into Friday morning. That clears. What's after that? Toward the weekend, we have a system that is looking to form somewhere along the Ohio Valley region. Right now, models are showing it going up the eastern coast here, talking about this system down here, but that could easily jog north or jog south. So keeping a close eye on the Friday, Saturday time frame. Aside from that, though, another clipper comes through around that Saturday time frame. Could dump a few more inches of snow. After that, though, we're going to 7 to 10 days out. Another clipper system comes through. After that, another one comes through. And it's just nonstop mania of this over and over. Every 2 to 4 days, another system clips us and dumps an inch to as much as 3-4 inches of snow over us in portions of the state. Now, we can't pinpoint when and where exactly just yet, but the takeaway from this is we are heading into an extremely, I want to highlight the word extremely active pattern over the next 10 to 15 days that may lead to above average snowfall over the next 15 days to perhaps a month, because this system is not slowing down anytime soon. So with that being said, on top of these clipper systems, what they also do, they come from Alberta, Canada. That's why we call them Alberta clippers. The reason we're more so concerned for a lot of snow is because temperatures will also stay below freezing. This is based out of Lansing here, so pretty far south of the state. So it's colder for the north you go. But what the systems do is they like to tend to bring in a lot of cold air behind them because they come from Canada that turns the winds properly. We're staying cold. There's no day in the next 15 days on the model here that's above freezing. We're in the 20s. We're lucky to hit 30. But also take note, the low temperatures, we're seeing days close to that 10 degree mark, with some days coming in here with single digit lows. It's going to be on the colder side, seasonally speaking. We're still technically in fall until December 21st, I believe. So we're going to be cold, seasonally speaking, for the next 15 or so days. So that's your forecast. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy. We don't know how much snow we're going to get just yet, but the pattern is supportive, and it's going to hold on for snow at least into the mid-December time frame, perhaps even through Christmas. So fingers are crossed, we're in a very good pattern for snow. Joel, anything you want to add on to that? That's what I got for tonight.
Again, I guess the winter storm watches are going to cover that Muskegon area. Again, that's It's very odd looking on the model runs. I know a lot of people are looking at it like that's very crazy that that one localized spot where lake effect snow is going to be kicking up. But when you have a bunch of convergence and differentiating wind currents on Lake Michigan, that's going to happen, especially as we switch from a wind out of the east to back out of the southwest here in the coming hours. So that's going to allow that lake effect band, which is now kind of north-south oriented on Lake Michigan, to kind of just flip around, maybe do like a 360, and then kind of sit that central axis sit right there on the Muskegon County area and other surrounding areas. But then again, you also have all the way up around the northwest lakeshore. You have some totals of perhaps 3 to 6 up there near Frankfort, and then of course up there in the Pellston region of Emmett County. So pretty much if you're all up and down the Lake Michigan shoreline, you're going to be in the greatest chance to see snow over the next 48 hours, with again the heaviest snow for the system being primarily along and south of 94. Again, this is the number one system of the week. Number two would be that weak clipper on Wednesday, and of course, number three, we're looking for next weekend to see if that will be an actual system that solidifies or if it maybe slides too far south and we'll kind of take it off our radar. But at the current time, it does appear to make some sort of an impact in portions of the lower peninsula. So we'll keep an eye on it. But other than that, it is going to be a very cold week out there. We're going to have probably multiple posts rolling this week, dealing with the wind chills for sure, and of course the cold low temperatures overnight. But other than that, again, it's just going to be a cold, snowy pattern. Perma cloud, of course, going to be the number one factor this week as well. So you're not going to get too many breaks with sunshine, besides maybe Thursday and Friday when we have a little bit of a break. Other than that, it's going to be pretty cloudy. The only other news that's kind of, I guess we could mention here in the stream that's actually not really weather related, but we also have space weather. The chances for aurora are on the rise coming up, but Ryan, permacloud. So
Permacloud season is here. It's going to make it a whole lot harder to see it. We do have multiple active regions that are firing off solar flares, some of which do contain CMEs or solar storms. So it's rotating towards us, but it's not going to do us any good if we're cloudy. So we'll track it. We'll let you guys know if there's chances or even a slight chance of viewing. You'll find it here on the page. But also, going along with Joel said, he mentioned we're going to be posting a lot of information this week. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. So I want to kind of put a disclaimer, like a PSA out there for you guys. When you look at graphics that we post, always make sure you look at the time it's valid for. We're having a lot of people this morning, especially. We posted our first call forecast for this system coming up for tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. And a lot of people got confused thinking it was for the system yesterday. I'm not sure why, but it's always important. Look at the time of posting as well as the date the forecast is for, not just for our content, but for content you see on social media. It's easy to get confused. We have a lot going on this week, so just pay attention. Sometimes Facebook kind of pushes stuff out later on, like 2 or 3 days after it happens. I don't know why it happens that way, but always make sure you're paying attention to the dates the forecast is valid for.
Ryan, we had one super chat in here from Red Dozer, just checking in, saying hello everyone. I'm so happy for all you snow lovers, but only for 24 hours. Then I go scorched earth and melt it all. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's how a lot of people do feel in Michigan that really can't escape Michigan in the wintertime. So a lot of people out there sharing the sentiment with you, Red Dozier. Thank you so much for your $20 super chat. And I guess got to lock in for these next couple of days as well there over in West Michigan because it's going to be a snowy one.
One thing I did not talk about, but I'll show it here on the screen. We typically don't like to go out this far in advance, but I'm going to show you guys this. This is a total snowfall map of the European running all the way out to December 15th. I'm not showing you guys this to take it and say, oh, look, we're going to get tons of snow. I'm taking this as an example and saying, look how active it's going to be. We may get all this snow. We may not get all this snow. But the pattern here is just insane. We're seeing all the North U.S. states in on the action with this pattern we're in. So we'll see if it verifies. It's looking like it will. Interesting to see it.
Trough after trough.
Yeah.
Riding that long wave, that's for sure.
Welcome back to Michigan Winters. It's been, honestly, it's been a while. We've had this active of a pattern in the wintertime. And the funny thing is, we've had patterns like this, but we've been warm. We've had a lot of rain showers the past couple of years. But now we're getting to a point where we're cold enough, we're going to stay cold and reinforce that cold that we're worried for snow more so than rain. So different years do different things, and this year is just lining up. At least next 15 days is lining up to be quite an active stretch. We got Laura with month number 13. Thanks for the info. Thank you, Laura, for being a member here at MSC. Appreciate you. Joel, will we have traffic maps for the system tomorrow into Tuesday morning?
The plan is those traffic maps, they won't be out tonight. They'll be out sometime probably in the morning of tomorrow, just because it'll be an overnight storm. And so you'll see traffic maps that are kind of dated from tomorrow night through Tuesday morning. So it's not going to be one day in particular. It's kind of because we have a system coming through on two separate days. It's going to be kind of an overnight time frame. So tomorrow morning, yes, for sure.
Yep. I have a question here from Christopher. Not a question, but more a statement. It says, I think January and February will be worse. And honestly, based on data I looked at about a month ago, I would agree with you. We didn't see a pattern flip to really cold until that January, February timeframe. So we may be in, if that still holds to our thinking, we may be in for a very nice winter here in Michigan. By nice, I mean a lot of snow. That may be nice for some of you. It may not for others. But the pattern may be trending towards that direction. Super chat from Summer coming in says, Mom has surgery Tuesday morning. Well, first off, hope everything goes well. Going South Haven to Jackson how would roads be by then? So Tuesday morning, I would expect them to be just a bit slick. That's when the snow ends. So it really all dependent on how plows get out there and, salt or treat the roads. So as long as you take state highways, that's your best bet. So 94 should be okay, I have to imagine. But with snowfall, we see it time and time again. 1, 2, 3 inches. It can still make things pretty chaotic there on the roads. So I would definitely plan for slick travel. But hopefully, plow crews are out. It's not going to be a whole lot of snow to keep up with. So there's a chance those roads could be a little better than usual. For this system, Diane, yes, heaviest totals on your screen are right along 94 and point southward. We do have a 1 to 3 zone on our forecast up to about Lansing, Grand Rapids, over towards St. Clair, and then point southward. That's where the heaviest snow is expected. And by heaviest, it's going to be a pretty light event, but still, it's going to add up, especially if we get 2 or 3 systems back to back to back to back. 3 or 4 systems that dump 2 inches is 6 to 8. Plus what's on the ground already. We got Drew in chat.
A good reminder, actually, for the snowfall totals, Ryan, is these are, of course, going to be the most favorable totals. And I went into a post about this the other day, around Thanksgiving, I believe it was. And it had to do with, actually it was on, I think, Friday after I made that verification map. But the totals that we give you guys, of course, are going to be the most likely totals. What we're not showing you actually behind the scenes is it's a percentage, the percentage chance of that being your total. So for example, if we give you a 1 to 3 zone, usually that's right around like an 85% chance that you're going to get 1 to 3 inches. What we're not showing you is there is that 15% that may be traced to 1 or maybe a little bit higher, such as 3 to 5, 3 to 6, or something like that. But again, to avoid all that confusion, we're always going to put out the most likely snowfall total for your area. Just note that it's probability based. Everything in meteorology is probability based. We're not fortune tellers, so I wish we were, but it would be no need for us essentially. But again, just as a reminder, it's all probability based. The 1 to 3 is your most likely snowfall rate, for example, for southern Michigan with this first clipper coming up. But do note, there are those hidden probabilities behind the scenes.
I find it very odd that people just assume we're going to get it right every single time. I'm going to say this once, and I think it holds true in the world of meteorology. If we could get it right every time, We wouldn't have hundreds and thousands of weather pages, meteorologists, etc., etc. If we knew what was going to happen, you wouldn't need us. You wouldn't need to watch the weather. Period. So there's always going to be that unknown element with weather that may shift things one direction or the other. That's the beauty of it.
I see a super chat here from Pikachu, member for 17 months. Can we get a thunder snow chance o meter?
We could.
Good question.
We could. Where's my
It'd be
pen?
pretty low.
Let me write that down.
Yeah.
Write that down. I like the idea.
We could see that within that lake effect ban up by Muskegon, but
Yeah.
it's very low chance.
Let's take a peek at that real quick. I have not looked at the latest 18Z data, but I did know the morning data showed a chance for lightning flash density. And not really there, but it was there earlier. Go to 12Z. I can't go to 12Z. So let's try this.
Yes, those little blue specks you see on Ryan's screen is low but non-zero. I know people hate that, but non-zero chance of perhaps some lightning.
I can't pull up 12Z, unfortunately. I was going to try and find another model that has it on it, but I don't think anything else does. So, oh well.
Hmm. Got Michael back for month number 17 as well. Thank you very much, Michael, saying keep the snow coming. Of course, we'll we'll do our best to aid in everyone's needs, but of course, some people want summer back, and some people just want -20 and snow all the year. So can't please everyone, but we're always hoping for the best for your sake. Over here on YouTube, we got 2 pairs of gifted memberships. We got Red Dozier and Fun Times both gifting 10 memberships. So 20 memberships total. Thank you very much, both of you. Appreciate your support. And if you're a subscriber here on YouTube, again, it's free to do. Free to subscribe on YouTube. Check your account. You may have just been gifted.
Yeah, they're all random, unfortunately, Chris. They are 100% on YouTube's choice of subscribers to gift. Yes, first day of meteorological winter begins at midnight tonight. Now, astronomical winter is a little bit later on, but meteorological, based on climatology, so when temperatures usually drop colder, that's when meteorological winter begins, which is tomorrow. So,
I do have my screen sharing. All right,
okay.
go ahead.
On a positive note, we are only 21 days away from our days becoming longer. So think positively.
There you go. So that is what I have sharing right now is our official 7-day forecast. Again, you can find those on our Facebook page at MichiganStormChasers.com. Do you want to read off that super chat real quick?
Yeah, I got Kalamazoo Candy in here with a $5 super chat. Says main roads are great here, but side roads are still deep. Have at least 10 inches of snow. Thank you, Candy, for that, for your support as well. Yes, side roads are still quite treacherous. Not a surprise at all. The good news, though, state plows are out there. Main roads are, for the most part, clear.
And so here's your 7-day forecast for Southern Michigan. The dividing line for Southern Michigan between the rest of the state, by the way, is I-96/I-69, depending on what side of Lansing you're on. Temperatures, as you can see this week, as we've been mentioning, all in the kind of the 20s. Coldest day on there Friday, especially when you get a little bit of that clearing. Again, you need cloud cover to kind of give yourself some insulation. So while we think of the permacloud being just this horrible thing during the winter, it actually does act as a blanket in keeping our warm air in. And so we do lose a little bit of that blanket, the insulation on Friday. And so temperatures on Friday may only be up near 20 degrees as a high temperature, as you can see there. Low temperatures near zero. Kind of similar to what we're seeing overnight tonight, where there's a little bit of clearing going on out there. Warmest day of the week looks to be Thursday for Southern Michigan. We move over to Central Michigan here. kind of consistently in the 20s, maybe 30 on Wednesday. The icons are kind of hidden by the bottom bar there, but almost every single day of the week has at least a chance of either lake effect snow or system snow on it. Especially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Saturday into Sunday. I'll go back and show you guys Southern Michigan there quick second. It's basically the same thing. Again, Monday, Tuesday, we have the system coming through. Wednesday, another tiny clipper. Saturday, Sunday, maybe that system that could be a little bit bigger. Move up to northern Michigan, consistently in the 20s. Couple high temperatures in the low 20s out there. Lows near 0 degrees multiple times. And again, we go to the Upper Peninsula, which is by far going to be the coldest spot this upcoming week. Multiple high temperatures, only into the teens, with multiple periods with lows in the zero or in the teens and near zero. And as you can see, the snowflake icons pretty much every single day out there this week. And even though it says cloudy on Tuesday, there is a chance of, lake effect snow early, very, very early Tuesday morning as the system goes through. So good to see in parts of the Upper Peninsula snow ongoing all 7 days this week, coupled with those temperatures in the 20s. So as you can see there on the screen, the average temperatures this time of the year for southern Michigan around 40, 38 in central Michigan, 36 in northern, and 34 in the Upper Peninsula. So these temperatures throughout this entire upcoming week are well below the normal temperature that we see this time of the year. And again, these graphics are on our Facebook page. So Michigan Storm Chasers or MI Storm Chasers on any of our other social media platforms. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was going to say, Drew had a chat here. It says winter is here. I was going to affirm what he said. It is definitely here. I did a video this morning, and I'll pull it up again. But the CPC, we talked about the predictions for the next 6 to 14 days out to a month or so. Let's talk about that for a brief minute. So, 6 to 10 day temperatures below average. Oh, they updated it. Okay, cool. So updated today, fresh off the press, looks like still below average for the state of Michigan. We're a pretty good contour here. I believe it's either 50 to 60 or 60 to 70% chance of seeing below average temperatures between December 6th and 10th. On top of that, the precipitation remains above average, and that is expected with the pattern we're in. Going out to 8 to 14 days, same thing really, doesn't really change much at all. We're below average there, and then above average with precipitation. But then also, we did have, I don't think they updated this or not. Nope, they did. Cool. There is a slight risk for hazardous temperatures across the western and central parts of the UP. It's going to get pretty cold up there. And then also, there was a risk for heavy snow, and there still is. So they're highlighting December 8th and 9th for lake effect snow for western, northern lower, as well as portions of the UP. Again, December 8th and 9th. So, next 10 days, be alert if you are in a lake effect belt. On top of a bunch of clipper systems coming through, we're going to have likely lake effect snow behind those systems because as they move through, they can briefly turn our winds in a favorable direction for lake effect snow.
The TLDR for this briefing was cold and snowy ahead next week or two. TLDR stands for too long didn't read for those who don't know acronyms. Or TLDL, too long didn't listen. But we got you covered all winter long. And we got you covered 365 days a year. So feel free to follow along if you're new here. Appreciate your support.
See you, Red. Thanks for popping on. I see a lot of comments on the page stating that we are done with winter. I'm done with winter already. It hasn't even started yet.
It's true.
It's not even started.
Meteorological tomorrow. The seasonal one is astronomical one on the 21st, 22nd.
22nd? I thought it was 21st.
Yeah, it depends on the year. It is usually the 21st, but again, it's not an exact science because of the fact that Earth technically rotates around the sun every what 365 and a quarter days. So that's why we have leap year.
Isn't next year a leap year? Uh,
Mm, no, I think it's 28 is the next one. I think we just had ours.
hey Siri, when is the next leap year?
Here's an answer from calendar.com.
It was just last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have a post coming out here in a little bit, about an hour or so. The new highest snowfall total for this past event, 16 inches, Lawton. Big winner there, overachiever. So congrats to you guys, or our condolences to you guys, depending on whether or not this is good for you or not. Snowplow company is definitely happy in the area for sure,
Yep.
and yeah, that's another thing about winter weather is there's a lot of businesses in Michigan that do thrive off of winter weather. It's just the reality of living in Michigan. So kudos to those who are watching and run snowplow businesses, snow shovel businesses, winter sports. So snowmobiling, snowboarding, especially a
Skiing.
lot of the ski resorts.
Yeah.
Was that?
Nothing.
Yeah. So more of that cold stuff on the way. I was going to tie that into one of our sponsors, but we'll tie them at the end. Clear Plow. Yeah, so Clear Plow is actually one of our unique winter sponsors. They were around last year, and they're here again this year. They specialize in snow removal devices for your driveway. They're called Snow Pushers, so feel free to check them out. They are a local business based in Frankenmuth, I believe it is. So the number there on the screen, 248-800-6569. Also clearplow.com. So also kind of turn right into the rest of our sponsors here. We'll go through the whole list. We can start from bottom up there, Ryan. We'll go with Ronald McDonald House, Charities of Detroit. Donate to those families in need there. Apex Restoration, based in the Thumb, Grand Blanc area. Got American Arbor for all of your tree work in Southwest Michigan. Rapid Radios for all of your communication needs, LTE wireless needs. Again, it's our number one sponsor here at MSC for all of our chasers. Feel free to turn to Rapid Radios. Got Guardian Technologies for all of your security camera needs. Feel free to turn to them. They're also our sponsor for our weather camera network across the state. We have 90 of those set up now. Rainbow Restoration, based out of West Michigan, Kent County. Also have A-Class Banner, or A-Class Construction Restoration. They are based out of Mason County, so the Ludington area. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors, also based out of West Michigan for all of your roofing needs. Speaking of roofing needs, On Top Roofing or just On Top Roofing, based out of Livingston County, the Howell area. Kuiper Tree Care for all of your tree needs in West Michigan. And McKay Tree Specialist for all of your tree needs in Southeast Michigan. Got Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding, based out of Sanilac, St. Clair County area. Katz Roofing and Siding, based out of Potterville. And finally, Stormguard Roofing and Construction, and they are based out of the North Metro Detroit region. Also have the Miracle League of Plymouth is also one of our sponsors for the season, and you can donate to their nonprofit at, I believe it's PlymouthMiracleLeague.org. So those are all our sponsors. Feel free to check them out. Trust partners there. That's what keeps the lights on here at Michigan Storm Chasers. So make sure to get them your business and let them know Michigan Storm Chasers sent you.
Any final questions before we want to wrap this briefing up? It's been on here for about 40 minutes or so.
Did want to point out real quick while we look for other last questions here. Thank you guys so much for helping us hit 70,000 on YouTube. That is going to result in another dance from me soon at some point, and we are inching ever so closer to 100K. So hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, hop on over to YouTube, MI Storm Chasers. Hit that subscribe button. It is completely free to do as long as you have a YouTube account. Snow days for tomorrow. Again, we're not your superintendents, but I would imagine, at least for the lake shore areas that are currently dealing with lake effect snow out there, good chance of at least a delay. However, if you're inland, good chance that a lot of the maintenance crews, on top of the fact that it was like 35 degrees outside today, a lot of that snow has melted on the roadways. Um, However, we have seen this before. It's get a big snowstorm and it melts off, but all that rain doesn't seep into the ground right away, and so we could have a little bit of some freezing out there tonight. And so if all the roads freeze, we definitely could see some at least some delays tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind. But primarily, if you're looking for a snow day, first and foremost, contact your superintendent or don't because they'll probably get mad at you. Um, but again, lake effect areas primarily Southwest Michigan, maybe up towards northern Michigan. I know northern Michigan's a little, it's kind of its own world up there because I see snow so much. So I don't know how it works up there, but any lake effect zone that you see, no matter what lake you're on, has the best chance at a snow day tomorrow. I would almost look more towards Tuesday, in my opinion.
A lot of rural areas may have drifted and perhaps still snowy roads. So if you're in a more rural school district, there is a chance you could also close as well.
Absolutely.
The timing on this Clipper system is going to be later on, probably after dinner time tomorrow, Monday night, and that will continue, ending right around sunrise or just before sunrise Tuesday. So most of it falls at dark time. 1 to 3 inches is the going rate for South Michigan. There are pockets possible of a bit higher amounts there, 2 to 5 around New Buffalo, Kazoo, Coldwater areas. But this will be adjusted tomorrow based on latest data. So stick around. We'll have another update for you guys tomorrow morning, probably late morning, early afternoon again, as well as traffic information and all that good jazz. Maybe take a look and the next system upcoming as well. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Any
And
Aurora this
as a
week?
reminder,
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
again, you can see the snowfall map there on your screen. But if you do like a more regional look, if you think this is, too zoomed out for you, we understand. If you want to check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Michigan Storm Chasers, we do have local maps there. Again, it's the same exact data that you're seeing on your screen with the first call snowfall outlook. Again, tomorrow we'll put those out. But if you're looking for more of a zoomed in look, that's there for you. But again, Patreon is completely optional. You do not need to join, but it is there if you would like to support us monetarily and you want a more zoomed in look. So feel free to check it out. As low as $2 a month. We do appreciate your support for those who already do that. Back to you, Ryan, with a little bit of an Aurora.
Yeah, I saw a comment asking for Aurora chances this week, and the answer is they are increasing. However, so is cloud cover. So the chances, even if we get an Earth-directed solar storm, the chances we're going to see it, not impossible, but on the lower end, just because of the pattern we're going into, we're going to be cloudy a lot. So fingers are crossed. We'll see. But if that does become the case, we will post. Yep, Sarah has a good point here. Missed our briefing. Feel free to rewind and watch the first about 10 minutes or so is when we start covering the entire details fully. So feel free to rewatch both on Facebook and YouTube. I believe you can rewatch on Twitch and X as well.
Yes, for a limited time. At least on Twitch. By the way, during this stream, this will be the last thing I'll have to say, I guess, but you'll notice the bottom of the screen, it did say the high technical alert was a winter weather advisory. As of 7:30, all winter weather advisories in the state have expired for this evening, but we'll likely see more tomorrow get issued for the lake effect snow that's about to move in, plus the Clipper. I would expect mainly just for the lake effect snow, just because this Clipper may be on more of the lower end, so maybe not quite a winter weather advisory, but definitely an upgrade from a winter storm watch, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, for those 3 counties along the West Michigan shoreline, Oceana, Muskegon, and Ottawa counties. So no more alerts out there tonight. Snow does continue in some capacity for the lake effect areas, but is now below an advisory criteria. That is all I have.
All right. I think we're going to wrap things up here, guys. It's been a good evening, but we're tired. We've been very active the past couple of days. We've been live. This is our 7th day straight being live. To put things in perspective. So been a crazy stretch, and we're not slowing down anytime soon. But with that said, we need our rest. It's a nice Sunday evening, so we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna enjoy our evenings, work on our new forecast graphics for tomorrow. We'll catch you guys. I don't think we'll be live tomorrow evening. We'll see. But if we have another system that kind of creeps up that looks a little significant or at least impactful, we'll jump back on and do another briefing. But in the meantime, I'm Ryan here alongside Joel. We're going to sign off for the evening. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.
Thank you, everybody. Smash that like button. We'll see you next time.